Welcome to Joke Story Trick Live with Michael Kent. I'm him. Let's go. It's Tuesday night and we've got Jonathan Burns on the show. It's gonna be amazing. I see lots of people in the chat tonight, but before we begin, I wanted to let everyone know that there are a couple of ways you can help support this show. First of all, if you want to be a regular supporter, and lots of people that are watching are, you can get lots of free bonus content. You can sign up at patreon.com/Michael Kent. It's right here. You can do that for as little as $1 a month, or if you just want to make a one-time donation, you can do that too. The links are both right here. So both of those are greatly appreciated. We've got Nicole here. Nicole! And we've got Marty.
Work hard, Marty!
And we've also got Mitch.
Money making Mitch.
That means we've got Andrew.
Andrew.
And we've got lots of folks here. I believe Cam is here as well.
Here's where Cameron goes berserk.
Got lots of folks watching tonight. We've got Holy One and Fake Dispatch. Unbelievable treat for them to join us. Thank you so much for tuning in once again this week. Last week was so much fun with Matt Franca. We've even got Jonathan Burns in the chat. He's waiting to come on the show, and he's participating in the chat, folks. That is amazing. Before we do anything, I want to say another quick word about another project that I'm involved in. It is called the Tell Me What to Google podcast. Every week, a listener calls in, tells me something they recently learned from the internet that they think I should learn about. Then I do a deep dive on the topic. If you listen to podcasts and you like learning new things, this is for you. It's called Tell Me What to Google, and you can search for that and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And a lot of you do listen to podcasts. I greatly appreciate that. Jonathan Burns is doing double duty. Holy One says he must demand double pay, which I will, Jonathan, I will promise to pay you exactly twice what I'm already paying you tonight for the show. I promise. That is a Michael Kent guarantee. You guys, let's get into some stupid news. In Canada, thousands of candles have been recalled due to a potential fire hazard. In other news, there's been a recall in Denver of marijuana due to the fact that it might get you high. A meteorologist has warned that if you're eating icicles, you're definitely eating poop. A story that is being vehemently denied by this guy. That's it's a snowman dick joke. It's got layers. Anyway, in South Jersey, an entire high school was evacuated when a student brought a plate in that was found to be coated with uranium. In related news, Target is now recalling their line of no microwave needed dinnerware. A baker in Germany is making syringe-shaped cakes to promote COVID-19 vaccinations. The cakes are so popular, he's now releasing them in additional flavors of flu shot, insulin shot, and black tar heroin. And finally, Patriots coach Bill Belichick was offered the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Donald Trump, and he turned it down. Many people have thought the recent unrest was the reason for him turning it down, but we've got reporting that it all came down to the dress code. This has been your stupid news. That's ridiculous. Thanks, everyone. Taylor Hurt says, oof. I love it when they get an oof.
Taylor to the plate.
An oof or even just a... That's good for me as well. I'll take any of the reactions. I do have to ask, if you are watching on YouTube tonight, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button. And also, if you click subscribe, also click the little bell. That way you'll never miss a show. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitch, please do the same and follow me. Every set of eyes helps, and I greatly appreciate it. Fake Dispatch says, that's not a laugh track, that's me. You guys, let me teach you how to magic.
Taste me how to
Magic.
Taste me how to
Magic.
Taste me how to
Magic.
You ain't messing with my
Magic.
All right, I'm going to teach you how to magic, everyone. This one is this is a good one. I've misplaced my props. It's okay. Here's how this one works. I'll zoom in so you can see. You're going to put a quarter in your hand and then make that quarter vanish. If you want to bring the quarter back, it comes right back. I'm going to teach you how to do this. All you need are two things. You need some chapstick, which is what I've misplaced. Right before the show started, I knocked all this stuff over and everything went onto the floor and went flying. And so all you need to do is get a little bit of chapstick and you put a little dab of chapstick right here, right on that fatty part below your thumb, between your thumb and your finger, right there. Put just a dab of chapstick right there. If you don't have chapstick, you can do what I just did and use spit. Here's how I do that. It's not very COVID safe, but you just wipe your nose. And when you wipe your nose, let's get the super zoomed in look. When you wipe your nose, okay, that's enough of that. You just do a little bit of spittle on the back of your hand. And Michael Kent doesn't have chapstick. I do have chapstick. I took it out of my pocket. It's always in my pocket. And anywho, so once you do that, this quarter, if you press, will literally stick there. Especially if you do chapstick, it works really well. But spit, it works. You just stick it. Or if you're just generally a sweaty human, you can do it that way too. And you put both of your fingers in here. And then this thumb just slides back here and sticks it. And it looks like it goes here because these fingers are still in your hand like this. And then you bring this hand out and leave this hand up because as soon as you show this hand, empty, of course it's here. As soon as you show this hand, they think that it's here. And then you can do this and blow their mind. And make sure you separate your fingers and do this a lot. And then when you reach in, your thumb is behind your hand. And you just put your thumb right on that quarter. So when I reach in, I am telling you to lick your hand, Nicole. Wash your hands and wash your tongue first. Brush your teeth, wash your tongue, wash your hands. Don't do this trick if you've been out shopping and touching keypads and stuff. So anywho, the coin is here. You stick your thumb on it with your hands inside. And then you just sort of slide it around like this into your hand. Ooh, look at the imprint. Look at the quarter imprint. I really pressed that sucker on there good. And when it's in your hand, you just open up your hand and show that it's there. Or if you don't want to do it the fancy way, you can just reach in and pull it out like this. And now, if you've been paying attention, I have taught you how to magic.
Taste me how to
Magic.
Taste me how to
Magic.
Taste me how to
Magic.
You ain't messing with my
Magic.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It is really spit. It is a gross trick, but it's less gross if you use chapstick. And my chapstick is somewhere on the floor of this studio. I don't know where it is. I don't know. It's not all that important right now because it is time for me to tell you a joke. Sergeant Wilson was appalled to discover that 10 of his men were late arriving back at camp following their leave. As he waited impatiently at the camp gates, one of his men finally ran up to him, panting heavily. "Sorry, Sergeant, I can explain," said the soldier. "Soldier, this better be good," responded the sergeant. So the soldier told Sergeant Wilson his story. "Sergeant, you see, I had a date and it ran a little late, and then I ran to catch the bus, and I missed it, so I held a cab, but it broke down, and I managed to find a farm that sold me a horse, but the horse dropped dead on me, and in the end I had to run 10 miles, but I'm here now." Sergeant Wilson was skeptical about the soldier's explanation, but at least he'd made it back to camp. The sergeant thought about it momentarily and then decided he'd let the soldier off this time. A couple of minutes later, 8 more of Sergeant Wilson's men ran up from the camp gates panting heavily. The sergeant demanded explanations for why they were all late, and each of them told the same story. Sorry, Sergeant. You see, I had a date and I ran a little late and I ran to catch the bus, but I missed it. So I held a cab, but it broke down. And then I managed to find a farm and I bought a horse, but it dropped dead on me. And in the end, I had to run 10 miles. Each soldier repeated the same story. Sergeant Wilson eyed them all suspiciously, but since he'd been lenient with the first soldier, he decided that it'd be fair to excuse them too. A few minutes later, the 10th and final soldier came running up to the camp gates, panting heavily. "And where have you been?" snapped Sergeant Wilson. The soldier quickly responded, "Sorry, Sergeant, you see, I had a date and it ran a little late, and then I ran to catch the bus, but I missed it, so I held a cab, but..." Sergeant Wilson interrupted him. He said, "Let me guess. It broke down." "No, Sergeant," said the soldier. The road was blocked, sir, by a pile of dead horses." My God. My wife is going to kill me for that joke about the dead horses. Don't tell her, please. She doesn't watch the show. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I do want your jokes on the show next week, so submit them to michaelkentlive.com/jokes, or just give them to me on Facebook or something. Just give them to me on Facebook, and that's cool with me. I'm going to choose Mitch Joseph
Money making Mitch.
to help me with reading a random joke from one of my old joke books. These are all jokes that are in... These are all joke books that I have in the cabinet here, and so let's give it a spin. Let's see, we land on 2,000 jokes. What's that? Oh, these are horrible. These are 2,000 surefire jokes for speakers, the Encyclopedia of One-Liner Comedy by Robert Orban. Mitch, there are... Oh, I haven't even gone through this one yet. I don't even know what's in this one. This one might be... This is a new one. It's not new by any means. It's very, very old. There are 228 pages in this book, Mitch. So just let me know between 3 and 228, and I will read a random joke from that page. These are always bad. The jokes are always bad when we get to this part of the show, but that's sort of the fun, isn't it? We don't know what's going to happen. Fake Dispatch says, pick 112. This is like The Price is Right. $1. Mitch Joseph says 124. So we're going to do 124. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is such an old school joke. This is the theme is movies or Hollywood. It says, personally, I always enjoy the big spectacles where they spend so much money to buy the stars, the sets, the costumes, and 10,000 extras, they don't have anything left over for the plot. Boo. Let's see what it would have been if I said 112. Fake Dispatch. Let's see what that would have been. 112 would have been, the topic is marriage. So, we're not going to read any of those. Those are all horribly misogynistic. All right. Which is what you can expect with an old joke like that. And it's about time for my special guest, and that means it's time for a story. Tonight's guest is someone that I met about 15 years ago, and since then we've performed together all over the country. He's born with the gifts of flexibility, curiosity, and goofiness. He now uses those talents to entertain audiences around the world. In addition to a whole host of TV credits, he's got AGT, Penn and Teller, Late Show with David Letterman, The Jay Leno Show, James Corden, all these things. He's also been seen on hundreds and hundreds of college campuses, cabarets, events all over the world. You guys, please give a joke story trick welcome to my good friend, Jonathan Burns. What is going on, Mr. Oh, there it is.
My lips are so moist.
You're killing me.
Oh, my goodness. I just found this on the floor.
It is the exact chapstick that I always have in my pocket and am missing right now.
It's still warm from you. Thanks. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. How have you been?
Good.
Happy
good.
New
Great
Year.
to be here. I've seen the show before. I've helped behind the scenes with the show before. People don't know this, but I do all your sound effects live.
Yeah.
I put this rig on. I'm like your backup band.
Yeah.
And then when you tell me, whatever. Tell that joke again. And I'm ready.
I thought like you were going to be like an old radio show Foley guy where I'm like moving around.
That's
like,
right. I'm just running around.
Whoa, this cabinet door sounds like wind chimes.
That's right. I can't get out. That's where the flexibility comes in.
Yeah, the guy who can fit through a toilet seat can't get the harmonic off his face. Jonathan CJ Johnson says, no offense to any of his other friends, but your Fool Us appearance is his all-time favorite.
Oh my God, CJ. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate it. And speaking of these guys.
Look at this.
Yeah, I was actually just at the Rio in October, and I filmed another Fool Us that'll be out this Friday.
This Friday?
Friday at 9 p.m. on the CW.
Now, I know you can't tell us.
Jane the Virgin, probably.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Can you tell us? I know you can't tell us anything about what we're going to see, but can you give us like a little bit of a hint?
I'm going to make a grand escape.
Oh, this is new for you.
This is new for me. You know about it because you helped me work on this.
Yes.
You are always my first call when I have ridiculous ideas. So I called you in a panic before filming this because I'm doing something that I've never done before. No one has ever seen. It's an idea I've had in my notebook for years, and I had worked with them over the summer. I did Penn and Teller did like an at-home special, and I got to do something on there with them. And as I was talking to the producers, I said, they mentioned they were going to be filming more Fool Us in the fall. And I said, I have this idea. And I just brought it up. And I had never done it before, had a kind of an idea of how it would work. They thought it was ridiculous and they loved it. And then I had to figure out how to do it. And it's going to be on TV on Friday.
I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it. I saw, I've seen video of you doing it at home, but not there for in front of them. So I'm super excited about that. I do remember your first Fool Us appearance. You and I didn't shoot Fool Us at the same time. I was home or on the road or something, and you were in Vegas, and we were workshopping ideas the night before your appearance.
Yes, and, like a professional.
Well, this is what you and I do. We come up with ideas, and usually it's in the hotel like the night before. Like, wouldn't it be funny if I did this? Not like the building blocks of the show.
It's usually that's how my brain works in those situations. Like, because you're sitting in that hotel, you're there for it. Like people think you're just there for that 10 minutes or whatever, but you're there for days when they're like just sitting in your room waiting. You could go down and gamble, or you could figure out what to do. Actually, this time I couldn't even gamble because when I went, the entire Rio was closed for the pandemic. So we were in an abandoned casino and we were forbidden to go anywhere. We were in a bubble.
Haunted, probably.
It's probably haunted. So that was like, there was nothing to do. So it was just like, how could I make this better? And then I would call you and is this funny? Is this good?
The one that sticks in my head was you had this idea that you wanted to give yourself a trophy.
Yes.
And you were like, what can I do to give myself a trophy? And I think it was my idea to go and buy like a flower pot or something and spray paint it.
I took an Uber from the Rio. This was the first appearance.
By the way, this is a bonus story, which means we get to have an extra drink. Cheers, buddy.
Thanks. Okay, I'm refreshed.
How did you make that sound effect while you were drinking?
Yeah, that was all me. That's not even real water. It's just a lava lamp. So I used to be able to do that. And that actually sound like that. It sounded like you can't hear it now. I bet I have a microphone right up on it, but I could do like a pitcher of water being filled up. I wish I would have known. I would have practiced.
That's
but anyway,
okay.
so
Next time.
we came up with this idea. I want to give myself a trophy at the end. And so I went to Michael's, and I'm taking pictures with my phone. I'm sending you things like, what about this? Like, I couldn't find an actual trophy. I couldn't find a trophy store or anything like that nearby. So I went to Michael's. I found this flower pot that was white and had the two handles. And I was like, this looks like a trophy. And you're like, it's not gold. And I was like,
yeah, it was like made for like funeral arrangements or something.
Yeah, it looked more urn-like than a earnest than a trophy. So I then bought spray paint, and I was like, I guess I'm doing arts and crafts before this.
The night before.
So my first thought is like, where can I spray paint something at the Rio? Like, I can't just go in the parking lot and start I'm going to get kicked out of here and miss my entire thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it in the bathroom. I'll do it in the bathtub. I'll put some bags down. I'll do it in the bathtub, and then I'll keep the fan on. I'll keep the door closed.
That'll do it.
So I hit it once, and I'm like, well, that's a test. It looked great. Like, the paint went on, looked awesome, looked gold. It was good. But then I closed the door. I left. I went and got dinner, came back, and the whole room just stunk of spray. Like, it was terrible. Like, I couldn't even stay in there. It was terrible. So I leave. I'm going outside. I'm walking around the Rio parking lot. I'm like, maybe I can go here. Can't go here. Like, everywhere I go, I just feel like there's cameras. Like, you're in Vegas already, so there's cameras everywhere looking at you. I walk next door. I started walking just like down the street. Next door. There's like a dealing school, I think, like where you learn to be a dealer. So I went behind there, and I start like spray painting, and then I'm like so worried I'm gonna get pulled over, like, like a cop's gonna pull in and like why are you tagging this building? And I'm just doing arts and crafts. So I sprayed it there. I remember like I didn't want to just be hanging around like loitering in like an abandoned parking lot. So I like went to 7-Eleven, and I was really worried someone was going to come and steal it for some reason. Like, who needs that?
Right.
It's real gold.
And you can see it if you watch Jonathan's first appearance on Fool Us, which is the one with the cheese. Watch the whole thing, and at the end you will see the urn / flower vase with the spray paint, and it looks fantastic.
I couldn't bring it home. I ended up leaving it in the Rio, but I kind of wish I had it now as a nice,
well,
bit of
the good news of that is you can always just make another one.
That's right. So that's the one. People will be like, oh, cool.
Yeah. No one will know. Well, I feel like you've already told us a story, but that wasn't the one you were planning on telling.
All right. Good to see you guys. Bye.
Did you have a different story in mind?
I did, and I was trying to think of a story that you haven't heard. I feel like we've been together so much that you've heard so many stories.
I was thinking today, like, I wonder what story he's going to tell.
I mean, there's so many great ones. Us with Adam Ace in the hotel.
So good. Second City.
Which bed we're gonna like. That's one of my. The most I've ever laughed ever when we were in Chicago. But I'm gonna. This is a more recent story. This is from about a year ago.
Okay.
And I don't believe I have told you this.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
And I'm a little nervous to tell it, but I'm gonna put it out there.
That's okay. There are only 3 people watching, so you're fine.
Great. Okay, it's just on the internet for perpetuity.
Right.
So I have a wonderful family, a lovely wife, 2 daughters. My wife and I have been together for 20 years. Our daughters are currently 7 and 4, almost 8 and 5. And I don't like to brag, but last year for Father's Day, I was voted #1 dad. So I have the socks to prove it. So it's my wife always wanted a big family, but we've noticed like there's 2 of us, there's 2 of them. We can kind of work one-on-one. I can help Charlotte with her math while she gives Lydia a bath. And it's the perfect scenario. We travel a lot in the summer. She's off being a teacher. She's off in the summers, and I travel a lot in the summers. So typically we get to travel. We've been all over the world together. It's great because we fit easily in a car, 4 of us. It's great. So we decide maybe this is the perfect size family. And so we're like talking about what options we have. And we're like, well, I said, since you gave birth, what's one more surgery And then she scheduled a consult for me for the urologist. So I go to the urologist. I just, explain like I'm interested in, possibly getting a vasectomy, and it's all kind of giggly. Like I feel like everyone's like looking at you and giggling, like it's still middle school, but it's all in my head. They go through it every day, and it's whatever.
Sure. So
they take me into the room, and then like the nurse asks me a bunch of questions. Then the doctor comes in and asks me the exact same questions, which I never get why they do that. Like if we're gonna have like wildly variant answers for what they say. But so we go and I go and he's like, well, I'm gonna have you watch a video. He explained a little bit about the surgery. He's like, I'm gonna have you watch this video, and they wheel in this like TV cart from middle school in, and it's got the big TV on top, and he puts in a VHS tape, and I sit there and watch this 10-minute vasectomy video, which is so terrible and hilarious. I really wish my wife was there. I ended up like filming part of it on my phone just so she could see it. It's like early 90s. There's the dad's like flipping burgers by the pool in like really short shorts. Like my cell phone can make better graphics than they have in this whole video. And like the acting's terrible. Like at one point he asked the doctor a question. And as the doctor's explaining a little bit about the surgery, he just goes, and they left all of that in. There's so many hilarious, funny things throughout. So I did look today on YouTube for that video, and I did find a link, so we can share that if anyone is interested.
Yes,
because I do not recommend Googling vasectomy on YouTube. There's lots of graphic videos that you don't need, especially when you're looking at lunch, like I did. Before you leave, they give you the paperwork, and they give you a little bag with 2 cups in it, and I did like a little look inside, and I was like, I think I ordered the venti. Nothing. Got nothing from her. So I'm not a huge fan of procedures. I've had little minor things throughout my life, but I don't have a problem with pain. It's more about procedures. When I know something's like happening to me, I get very lightheaded. Like in college, I got my ear pierced up here, and I had my roommate change out the earring. And when he was trying to put a hoop in, he was putting it through there, and like he couldn't find the other side of it. So he was just kind of, eking it through my ear, and it didn't hurt, but I could tell like it was just moving around and like inside there, like he was, really wrenching at it to try to get it through there. And I ended up passing out because of just because I knew like
I'm still
there was something creepy about it.
I'm still on the idea of you having an earring.
Yeah, I got one up here. It was wild and crazy. It's college. Come on. I was with Lauren at the time. She hated it. She actually landed on me at one point, and it got infected. And she was like, "Good." she was so happy it was gone. So we scheduled the surgery. My wife comes with me. She wants to, make sure if there's anything that I need while I'm there. So I go back by myself, though. I'm in like the pre-op where, you take your clothes off, put the gown on, put on the little paper hat, all that kind of stuff. And they asked if I want to keep my glasses on. I was like, oh yeah, maybe I will, because it just helps with seeing, when I'm around or whatever. And then I hear like they have the curtain closed, but I hear like this one sassy nurse kind of walking back and forth. She's like taking a patient back to surgery, and I just hear her go, "Oh, honey, you're gonna hate this," and then she just laughs, like giggling, and I'm like, "Oh, what's going on out there?"
Oh, no.
Just real sassy, hilarious, like perfect sitcom nurse. So she comes to get me, puts me in the wheelchair. She's gonna wheel me down to surgery, just kind of explaining a few things. And I asked her about like what was up with that last guy, and she's like, "Well, he said he didn't like knives or needles," and she's like, "He came to the wrong place." Like just real like comical, silly. It was great. Like I loved her. I just let her talk the whole time. So they take me back to this white sterile room, and like none of like the surgeon or like the nurses are making any eye contact. The sassy ladies like getting me all set up. They kind of sprawl me out, and you're sort of set up kind of crucifixion style on the table. They're laying some blankets over me, kind of exposing the area. Nobody seems to care. Like they're just kind of doing their thing, swabbing you up, getting you all ready to go. And so I lay back, and the nurse that took me in, the sassy lady, is sitting up by my head, and she's kind of just trying, I'm here to keep you calm. We'll just kind of chat and we'll have a little bit of small talk. And the doctor, he mentions, okay, I'm about to make the incision, and I'm getting a little nervous. I'm getting a little more and more like tense. And then the sassy nurse looks at me and goes, wait a minute. Ain't you that guy who takes his undies off?
What?
And I was like, I forgot all about the surgery. And she is the best nurse in the world. And that is my absolute favorite place that I've ever been recognized.
I have to tell you, I have had, I think, 3 guests tell stories now on the show before you about being recognized as a famous person.
Yeah.
And every time someone starts to tell a story about being recognized, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Because it's not nearly as interesting usually as the audience says it is. But that one is amazing.
It was great. It took any worry, any kind of trepidation out of my head. It just blew right out. And that's all I could think about is how funny. Like, I need to write this all down immediately.
Yeah. Wow.
Ain't you that guy who takes his underwear off?
It'd be an amazing story to tell in your act if that wasn't the very last thing that you do as you're running out of the room.
That's right. Why?
Come back on stage. Funny story.
Yeah.
Wow, what a story. That's top. That might be the best story on here so far. That's a great one.
You,
and it means a lot that you found one that I didn't know.
I was really thinking. I'm like, I didn't think he's heard all these from over the years, but great.
Nope, never heard that one. So do you have a joke for us?
I do. This joke is one that it's a short joke, and I wrote it, and I really like it. It makes me laugh every time I tell it. What's the hardest part about buying a zebra?
Whoa.
Scanning the barcode. Thank you. I'm holding for applause.
Okay, there you go. Nicole Reese. I
had the trophy here. That would have been perfect.
Nicole Reese, CJ Johnson, Taylor Hurt, Josh. They all love your story. They're all. Josh Chaikin. Do you know Josh Chaikin?
I don't think I know Josh Chaikin.
He's a photographer, and he's got he gave me a photo of you that we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
Oh, I do know. I didn't know you said his last name Chaikin.
Is it not? Is that not right, Josh?
I don't know if it's Chaikin.
Okay.
Josh Chaikin.
Okay, I don't know.
It might be.
Tom Manspeaker's here. What's up, Tom Manspeaker? Great last name. So Josh says that's right.
Okay.
That's
Sorry,
amazing.
I forgot about my other job.
Is that your trick?
I forgot about the other. No.
I feel like if you're going to make sound effects, they have to correspond to things that I'm doing. Yeah, I would love to see a trick.
All right, this is another trick. This is another thing that we talked earlier about having stuff in my notebook that's been there forever.
Yeah.
This is another one of those things. But over the pandemic, I've actually had time to work on new skills. You probably have as well. Usually we're on the road. We're always just kind of doing the same thing night after night.
Sure.
And I've become the world's greatest Where's Waldo finder.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a Where's Waldo book here. Lots of different options. Michael, just say stop whenever you'd like.
Stop.
Right there on that page. Look. Right under my finger. You see him?
What?
There he is. All right, we'll do it again. Okay, say stop whenever you like.
Stop.
Right there. Boom.
This is.
You should watch out for that car. All right, here, we'll do it again. We'll do it actually with a different book. I have David Copperfield, Tales of the Impossible.
Wait. Okay. All right, go for it.
All right, here, just say stop whenever you like.
All right. Stop.
Right there. There he is.
All right. Jonathan, I have to ask, what page is that?
That is page. There's actually a bookmark on that page. I don't know. It doesn't say.
Okay, I'll be right back. Hang on.
42, 43. Diamonds aren't forever.
All right.
Yeah, check in your book. See if he's there.
Oh, I found it. Not there.
What?
Not there.
What? That's so weird.
Not there. Page 112 says
Michael, would you like me to teach your audience how to magic?
Please wait, hang on. I gotta get the thing.
Teach me how to
Magic.
Teach me how to
Magic.
Teach me how to
Magic.
You ain't messing with my
Magic.
Yes, we would love for you to teach us how to match.
I've heard that on the show before, and I'm like, oh, that's so stupid, and then I end up singing it all day.
I created that little ridiculous sound for my actual stage show because that and I never used it.
You didn't even no attempt to make it work.
No.
So, all right. Well, I'm going to reveal the secret. So you're going to get a Where's Waldo book. This one is great. This one has book one, so it's got a lot of pages in it, more than most, and it has a whole bunch of Waldos printed on the front.
What?
Okay. He's easy to find on that page.
Wow.
And if you print that out, if you copy that, you can cut out your own little Waldo. All right. And then I put a little double-sided tape and I put them on my finger. And then wherever you point,
It's
Waldo
so
is
smart.
there.
That is
So you
so
hold your book like this,
great.
you flip through, say stop whenever you like. They say
Stop.
stop. You put your finger down, you show him right there. There he is.
That is so smart. I love it. I
Just try to move.
absolutely love it.
So I did this for like a Zoom show. I think it was actually with Carthage, with Lance, and I did it, and then I showed them like close up in the video, and wherever I pointed was right next to Waldo. So there's two Waldos right there. First time, I was like, "Oh my god, you actually did it!"
It's Waldo and his twin brother Geraldo.
Geraldo.
Where's Geraldo?
Why haven't we done that?
I don't know why we haven't done that. It is really brilliant, as people in the chat are telling us. Really freaking smart and hilarious.
So I have young kids, so it's perfect for that. Like if we're at somebody's house for a birthday party, if I have it in my pocket, I can just pull it off their shelf. Boom, there he is.
It's so good. You mentioned Carthage and our friend Lance. Did you know that he has a podcast?
I did not know.
I found it
Everyone
today.
has a podcast.
Well, Lance hates podcasts.
Is that what it's called?
Lance doesn't like podcasts, and his podcast is about why podcasts suck. You should go find it. It's called like the Self-Hating Podcast. I need to know the name of it. It's something along the lines of like Self-Hating Podcast. I don't know. It's amazing. And I texted him today and said, I want to be a guest on your podcast to make a case for podcasts. So
there you go.
That's a digression, but I was curious if you had heard of that yet.
I know. I love it. I'll be there too. Let me know. I love me a podcast.
Absolutely. So you have done a joke, a story, and a trick, which means you, my friend, have hit the joke, story, trick trifecta. I wanted a slide whistle for that one, or maybe the vibra slap.
It's in the other room.
Oh no! You need to figure out how to hook the vibra slap up to that thing with all your other devices.
Well, I do have an idea. I'm building right now like a little soundboard. It's lo-fi. It's just a big wooden board, and it's got like a bell and like a crank. And I want to be able to pull it out from up on top of me and do the thing, and then just like
I love it.
Back up in the ceiling.
It feels like something from like Mystery Science Theater 3000 or something that he would have in there.
Yeah, just like some weird wacky, like Doc Brown. Goes back.
It would be amazing. So I was talking about Josh earlier because he gave me a photo right before the show, and so I do this segment called "What the Shit Is This."
Yeah.
And the whole point of What the Shit Is This is that I like to find, something that's unexplainable and usually I look on the internet, but with you, I've got pictures going way back, fun pictures from different shows and conferences and stuff. But Josh sent me this. And it's almost not fair to use a picture from your act.
Yeah. Right.
Because like there are just, you're going to find weird pictures. Can you tell us briefly what's happening here in this photo?
Sure. I thought for sure you were either going to bring out, we did a photo shoot one time when I showed up in a convertible Mustang that I was given from Budget Rent-A-Car. Do you remember doing a photo shoot in front of Lone? Yep. Nice. And then I showed up at your house one time with a mustache.
I wanted to use that one and I couldn't find it.
That was another one of my favorites, one of the greats. Sorry, back to Josh's photo. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
That is from Abra Corndabra, the Midwest finest magic convention. And I am simply putting on a poncho that says white trash that I forgot to cut the holes out of.
So you had to bite your way out.
I had to bite what else are you gonna do? Right?
I don't know. That's the most
the
convenient
audience is
way.
waiting. You gotta get in there.
This is show business.
That's right.
So this other photo, we did a gig together. This is in Greenville, North Carolina, I believe.
Yes.
At ECU.
Yes.
And you showed up wearing a vest and driving. It was cold, by the way.
Yes.
It was like 40 degrees.
I had like 3 shows leading up to this one, and I was going to be driving from all of them. But I get to the airport and they're like, I think this may have been February, because I think they were like, "Ooh, it's your birthday. We'll upgrade you." I was like, "Upgrade sounds great." And then they give me this. My gear didn't fit in the trunk.
No.
But I thought, I'm going to see Michael Kent in 4 days. And wouldn't it be hilarious if I pulled up in a white Mustang convertible and just kind of played it off like this? They give this to me all the time. So I dealt with that tiny trunk, and I hated driving that car.
Yeah,
but I did it for a joke.
You did it for a joke. And
I did it for a joke.
The joke wasn't lost because we did a photo shoot.
We did in that Longhorn parking lot. We
hold on, let me see if I have more pictures. I don't know that I do. I don't have more pictures, but this is I do somewhere on my phone have more pictures.
That is
in a Longhorn Steakhouse parking lot.
Yeah, I think you yelled at me more like a bikini babe. I think that's what you told me.
That was my direction.
Yes. Maybe a few like this on the hood, legs behind me.
There is one of you in the back going like this, which is amazing.
Oh man, that should be my new Twitter profile picture.
The other thing about this gig that I remember is that we were performing, you were emceeing, and we were performing before that group that did the song. The guy that did the song with Christina Aguilera was like, "Say Something, I'm Giving Up on You."
Oh, yeah.
That was this night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I remember that because you had a little bit longer curly hair then, and someone thought that you were the singer from that band.
Not someone, everyone. Everyone was coming up to me. Because I was like emceeing that big event. I think you were there walking around doing magic. Yeah. I was like emceeing like the main stage, and then they were like the big act that night. And I didn't know who they were. I heard that song you know, at the grocery store, but I wasn't really familiar with them. But every college kid knew who they were and what that guy looked like. And they were coming up to me like, can I have your autograph? And I was like, oh, sure. You know, I'm like, yeah, sure. And they're like, who's Jonathan Burns? You know, but, and then I remember one kid was like, okay, my girlfriend, she's really sick. She can't come tonight. Is there any way you can come with me to the dorm room and just see her, just say hello to her? It would mean the world. And I was like, oh, I'm not that guy. I'm not him. Like I like pointed out, he was on stage. I think of that. There I am right there.
This guy right here.
No, the other one. I think it was the other one.
No, it was. I don't think so. I don't know.
That's just me and Ivan Pacell at a
Oh my God. Anywho, so good to catch up, Jonathan. I could sit here and chat all night, but we've got to end the show soon. Thank you for coming on the show. Where can people learn more about you, and tell them one more time about Friday?
Friday, Penn and Teller Fool Us, the CW, 9 p.m. Eastern, me doing stuff. And they can find me at just Google Jonathan Burns. You'll find a lot of stuff. My website's flexiblecomedy.com. I'm at Flexible Comedy, like on everything. So see you on the internets.
Thanks, Jonathan. It's great to see you, man.
Good to see you.
All right. Take care. Well, we've come to the end of the show, and we always end the show the same way. But before we get into that, I want to just give one more plug about Patreon. The show is kept alive from donations and Patreon sponsors. So you can join for as little as $1 a month. And for that, you do get all kinds of exclusive content, including being able to watch me perform live magic shows and stuff like Tell Me What to Google, stickers, and not beer, drink koozies, all kinds of fun stuff on Patreon. If you're a fan and you want to show it, that's the best way. The link is right down here. It's patreon.com/Michael Kent. And you know what? Let's do a trick. So anyone that knows me in real life knows that I love pocket knives. I never go anywhere without a pocket knife in my pocket. It's something that my grandfather started in me. For instance, this is a nice ivory smooth pocket knife. I have a whole collection of them. See, I used to, when I was a kid, I would look at my grandfather's pocket knives. This knife, unless I open it, you can't really see it because it blends into my shirt. Here, let's use a black one. So the black one, yeah, this works much better with my white shirt. So I would go to my grandfather's house, and I would play with his pocket knives. This works great because I'm wearing a white shirt. If I were wearing a black jacket, I would want to use a white knife for that. Instead of the black knife, I would use the white one. But for now, just because I'm wearing the white shirt, we'll use the black. You guys know how I'm doing this, right? This is cheating. I have two knives. Yeah, the white knife's in my pocket, and this works because you can't see both of them at the same time. You can only see one at the same time. Like if I were to separate them, right? If I hold this one over here, you can't see the black one over here because it's here, and you would be able to. Let's do that again. That's confusing. There's a white knife and a black knife. There are two of them. And so if I separate them like this, you can only see the white one. You can't see the black one. You can only see the white one, which is here. And you... Okay, let's put one away because it's getting confusing. I'm gonna put the white one in my pocket. If I put it in my pocket, really do put it in my pocket, you can't see it in my... Hey, you know what? Just forget about it. Sometimes I carry two knives. Anywho, I'm a knife collector. That's the show for tonight, everyone. Please tune in next Tuesday. I've got the hilarious Kasha Patel. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye. Hey friends, over the years I've had hundreds of unofficial supporters. Now you can make it official. Join my Patreon, 4 different levels, tons of exclusive benefits, access, behind the scenes, backstage video, access to shows that you normally wouldn't get to see, producer support, credits, shout outs, VIP events, everything you can think of. And you can join for as little as $1 a month. So thank you in advance for your support. I love all of you.